Hi, Capricorn. Okay. Aries season for you. Can be very productive. Especially where you use this fire. It's also insightful for you. It shows you where your heart really is. Not where it could seem to be at times. Or the superficial layer is. It shows you really where your heart is. It's going to give you opportunities to act on it and give way to these insights. There could be also a Virgo in your life that is just not seeing eye to eye with you. These insights strengthen quickly and simply have a lot to offer. Regardless of what anyone else wants to say to you right now, it's really important to use your strength in putting your energy in places that are actually productive at the moment, because during the course of this month, you may be spoken to by a Leo, perhaps, and whatever they say causes you to really take a seat back. Yeah. What that also causes is a trickle effect, especially in terms of your luck, your abundance, and everything like that. Because if this is a Leo coming to you and saying something to you, you're going to hear it in layers. The feminine part of you, the masculine part of you, the child in you, the adult in you, wherever you're at. Whatever is said, it's going to hit every part. This could also be the side of you that is strong enough to now hear what has been being said to you for maybe a little while, not too long, but to hear and really listen and take in the strength that you've accumulated, to process while also not saying too much, not doing too much. And then in that moment where you feel your strongest and you're in that insight and you have this moment with yourself, I feel like for some of you, you're going to have like an epiphany, another one if you've already had them. It's a moment where you need to sit with yourself, hear yourself, hear the strength, see the strength, invite the strength. This insight that you've been gathering for a while has come in many shapes and forms, people even. But for you, you need to hear it from you. You need to be able to talk to you about it. You need to be able to come to this conclusion, because you can be very stubborn in that way, but that's okay. It's going to give you major insight about what's rolling out in your life as you move forward. And a lot of times when things start to go really well, even after a huge insight, it could, depending on the person, depending on the moment in your life, the feelings that come along are just the part of you that's being taught. It's very temporary. It's moving past certain things in certain places and taking with you only what you have gained from the past. It's like the only way this card I see is like really in a certain positive light, because the negatives are important too. But stealing from your past is helpful. Taking from your past, taking something and leaving behind other things, doesn't have to be stealing. I know it sounds a certain way, but really what it is you taking from your past what's helpful is a good thing. And sometimes, even though we don't want to look back, we don't want to reflect, it's important to. By the end of the month, there will be a moment where, as things begin to move again a little bit quicker, when you feel lucky, this thing wants to creep in on you. And it's really important to only take the things that are necessary to take with you. That's it. You. Take you. There's this part of you that is so instinctually sensitive, yet masculine. And that's the part you really want to take with you. And maybe offer it to someone else by the end of the month. You might have someone offering you back in return as well. The other insight that you're really gaining is that noticing where you place certain material values, where you place a certain control, like all of the cardinal signs, and yet that certain placement or stubbornness is just not helpful as you move forward. Because Aries season is like, all right, we said what we wanted to let go of. What are we doing? How are we doing this? That part of you can't continue without awareness that you have it. So this meeting with yourself, or this Leo, is a really crucial moment this month. And by the end of the month, you will deepen the insight that you were given in the beginning of the month. It's like a full circle here, which is interesting because that's how the Pisces reading was called. So by the end of the month, you're going to understand in a simpler way in another layer of how you get caught with yourself, how you get stuck. You're learning what you need to keep going as you are. I hope that makes sense. The bottom of the deck. It's what you want. You know what you want. You see what you want. And now you have what you need to give yourself in order to get there. Not that you're a sign that isn't independent, but this, again, Aries season is about the sign and their most self and where their heart really is. And yours right now is with the soul. It's meeting yourself again. It's taking what's necessary. You applying it physically. The brilliance of Capricorn. And then being able to give yourself and know what you need in those moments where it feels like everything's caving in. Or everything's moving slower than you would want to. So this future that you're building and this part of you that is so capable, lots of physical movement towards the end of the month. The first part of the month is about the communication with yourself and being in the right place to hear you. And by the end of the month, there'll just be different manifestations physically for you to work through, but also opportunities for you to, again, see yourself, give yourself what you need, and move on from that. Because the things that may keep you there, the things that might want to take you back, are what keep you trapped. So remember, taking only what's necessary, and you'll understand when we look at the cards a little bit more. So we will. Information to work with me one-on-one is below. My website is there, so go to the website and book me there. The second part we'll look at next. Happy spring, happy Aries season. I love you, and I'll see you next month. Hey Capricorn. So I waited a couple days before finishing this reading, mainly because of my end. So coming into Aries season, your back might be turned to the insight. There's this part of you that's merging together, and it's like you couldn't be this part of yourself without having learned what you've learned. And now, because your back's turned to the insight, you're also trying to speak to someone who cannot yet hear you. And I don't mean it. Sometimes when people are apart, certain relationships come apart. Sometimes they come back together, friendships or relationships, romantic meaning, obviously, or business even, because the separation does something for both parties. And so for you need to learn and face that insight in order to be able to approach this. It could be a Leo or just a very, or even even an air sign. But in order to actually speak to this person where there will be mutual communication, you need to be in a place where you're able to listen, not just dish it out. And for some of you, it's also about, okay, so the Hermit's been trying to show you and your back turned to it, and now judgment's like, you need to listen. And you need to listen because what's been going so well for you, and what you want to continue to go well, is to continuously become that part of you who is so in ease. You've been used to this really hard, structured way for a while. And of course, that's always going to be a part of you. But this insight that you're gaining is the opportunity to bring together the youthful and mature parts of you. And it's the part of you that's restrained by your own doing. The restraint by your own doing is keeping you from, by the end of the month, what could be keeping you from even more. Essentially, everyone's learning this month about themselves, because being an Aries season, it's all about yourself. So you could even meet another Capricorn who shows you this, or you can meet another Capricorn that is like the Capricorn you used to be, or meet another version of yourself of what you used to be, but you're seeing it and like, oh, I think I need to go a different way. I think that way of acting with, how you engage with other people, or how you engage in different relationships, even how you deal with yourself, that part of you is like, okay, I'm not with this. Like, I don't need to do this. It just doesn't make sense anymore. By the end of the month, you'll understand that. It might be now that you're going through this or having this insight, is like, because you have so much to gain by realizing what you have and that what you lack, or what you find to be, a little rough around the edges, might not mean to be smoothed out the same way you've smoothed everything else out. This insight is about the strength and that other part of you that comes together and is able to be easeful. But there's something that you, or someone, or that part of you, that God in you, that you're just not listening, and therefore you're stealing from yourself. And the one thing a Capricorn doesn't need to keep continuing to do is being hard on yourself for no reason, because you have no reason to be. Like, you're already doing enough. You're already enough of a person. And it's like, I needed a few days to understand this, because I was going through something with myself in that way. And I'll tell you, it's not always an easy thing to come up against yourself and realize, oh, I'm putting all of this pressure on me. And then I'm acting like ... So this feeling that I'm getting from you guys is it's like you are free. You're so free that it's like, you're going to be even more financially free, even more abundant, even more prosperous, and realizing what you have. And then it's just like gonna keep going no matter where you direct yourself. So it's like, how do you live in this wealth that's coming and will be coming your way? And knowing that it's not really gonna be all that hard anymore. Where can you put that power and that magnitude? Like, how far do you want to take the next 10 years for yourself? Because if you allow this emergence to come together, when you allow yourself, kind of like the ultimate mirror, but like acceptance at the same time. It's not even just a mirror. It's like that part of you that is so, it's like, okay, this is you. This is why people are so attracted to you, even when they don't want to be. Their attraction they have to you is because even a shitty Capricorn is so pure at the center of to their soul, to your core, that of course we all have our parts to us, and you definitely do too. We all have those sides to us where we're just like, putting pressure on ourselves, do better, be better, blah, blah, blah. Or like we can become harsh. Capricorn could end up being most apathetic. So for you, it's like acknowledging that side and realizing it's still cool. Like, it's not cool to be like a good person, good looking, has much to offer someone, is funny, can chill with the girls, like can do your own thing and be independent, or chill with the boys, whatever it is, whatever your preference. It's more of like you're just so at this point of refinement that of course there's going to be tons of people after you, but right now it's just you, and it's possibly this Leo or even Gemini coming through. And this also could be a Virgo that you're just not seeing eye to eye with for some of you. So, but I think it's this whole season that's upon us is that the insights you're also going to get all the way down into Virgo season. Like, it's like, this is what's happening until Virgo season for you. You are gaining more strength and more awareness of how much is possible when you're purely burning on your own fire. Like true freedom and independence from the structure that you've been held in, especially for the past 2 years, and it's like slowly coming off of you because of Saturn and Jupiter. And you want that to still turn, right? So anything you feel that has been taken for you, or these moments that you've had the past few years, and even the past like 7 months, to not be petty, because there's so much you're gaining anyway. To not be like, not to hold on to that, because the more you hold on to that, the more you hold on to this, the more you hold on to that part of you that constrains yourself. Sorry. For no reason. Like, go ahead, do the Capricorn thing everywhere. It's going to be amazing. I'm really happy that I waited. I also love you so much and have so much, it's admiring. It's admirable. See, it's admirable what you can do, and it's beautiful. So keep going. Okay? I'll see you in May. There is information to work with me one-on-one below. Just click on the website link, contemporarymystic.com, no the. And yeah, cool. I love you very much. Have a good month.